Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, a lot of us, first of all, the idea of a raving fan, which is Ken Blanchard's phenomenal book. Ken Blanchard's been a guest on the show a couple of times over the years, and this is an amazing book, but he's so hard to find, the raving fan. You can find miserable people and, you know, satisfied customers. But I tell you, particularly when it comes to, it seems like the entertainment and technology spaces, those are very hard to find. I think a lot of it has to do is that with consumers in those arenas tend to be more demanding than others. But when I find something I get excited about, I like to talk about it. And so, for full disclosure, I'm not a paid sponsor of the following company. In fact, they are my vendor when it comes to the website for usdailyreview.com. But I've just been so satisfied after so long of not being satisfied by the way they operate and by their professionalism that I wanted to spend a little time talking to them about their company and learn more about their story and really about their phenomenal commitment to best practices. And I've got Scott White, and he is the quality assurance manager of the company. And Scott, good to talk to you today.
Hey, it's good to talk to you too, sir.
Glad to have you on. First of all, as quality assurance manager, you know, you look at that title and it's like, you know, you're just another one of the people, you know, there on the phone, but you're actually one of the senior management of that company, which I think that title and you being in senior management, that alone shows you how important they see customer engagement.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's like that throughout the company. I mean, frequently through my interactions with the customers, you know, the CEO even gets involved.
Yeah.
It's a very, very hands-on company from the top down, all the way down to the first level technicians.
By the way, my producer reminds me that so far this is a bad game show, you know, where the listener has to figure out the name of the company. Tell us about the company.
Well, the company itself is
Arvikes. Just to get the name out there, is Arvikes, correct?
Yes, sir. It's pronounced Arvikes.
Arvikes. That's why I was hoping you'd pronounce it. But anyway, Arvikes. Okay, very good. Talk about the company. Kind of give us a story.
Well, the real brief story is it was started by our CEO, Arvand, while he was in college, and it has grown to a rather large web hosting company, budget web hosting company. That you know, we make servers and websites available to just about anybody that wants to come in there, from the personal blogger or the mommy blogger all the way up through corporate web services.
Yeah, and you're also among the most creative in how clients can pay for your service.
We try to offer as many different options as possible to accommodate U.S.-based customers as well as offshore.
Yeah, I personally pay with PayPal. I get it, you know, with my website. My website more than pays for itself, you know, through ad revenue and that type of thing. And so as we get ad revenue through PayPal, we just pay you through PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love that. But the thing that really struck me is that, first of all, rarely anything pops up. But when something does pop up and you put in a ticket, you're being constantly informed what the status is on your ticket. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, one of the things that we found out as a whole is even if a situation isn't resolved immediately, prompt, accurate communication with the customer will alleviate a lot of problems. Regardless of how, medial the communication may be, but just keeping the customer informed across the board and letting them know we're working on it, we're addressing it, this is where we're at, and what we need you to do or what we can do, but just constant communication, an open line of communications just solves a multitude of frustration issues.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Tell me about, in terms of that protocol, what does it look like at the moment someone submits a ticket? How often can they expect to be updated?
Well, there's not really a set time, but immediately once they submit the ticket, they're going to get an auto response back that's going to ask them to help narrow down the problem so it can go to the right ticket queue, basically, so the right technicians can get a hold of it. For instance, if you submit a problem concerning email, it's going to go to a general queue. Then you're going to get that auto response back. It's going to ask you to click on a link to go in there and provide a few more details regarding the issue that will actually file the ticket in the correct queue and get the right people on board so that we can get the problem resolved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that sense. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it tactically. And we had a problem that was caused by a third force beyond your control. And you still figured out how to help us resolve that in a record time. We get a lot of traffic on USDataReview.com, and so it attracts a lot of troublemakers like bots and that type of thing. And it's phenomenal what you've been able to do with us. And I noticed you've been recognized as one of America's fastest growing companies. Again, how old is your company?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask that question, actually. I believe it's right at 10 years old. There might be some discrepancy in that time.
Yeah,
I've been with the company just a little more than 2 years.
Little more than 2 years, but you've gotten some great recognition. Inc. 500 has ranked you one of the fastest growing companies out there. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, a lot of that has to do with, of course, marketing. I mean, nobody would sense that it didn't have anything to do with the marketing, but as well as the reviews. And the reviews that we publish on our website are actual word-for-word reviews from our customers, and that information gets out there. People see that. I'm the one that handles a lot of those reviews, and when they come in, it's something that I literally just click a button and put it on the website as it's written by the customers that provide them.
By the way, you guys have been around since 2003, which I think is awesome, and you were very close on your guess. Kind of give us a quick breakdown. What percentage of your sites that you host are personal class?
I don't actually have those numbers in front of me, but it's a fair amount, and if it's a lot of times it's based on which application or which hosting package they're going to select. And one of the things that we recommend to people, if you're just starting out with a web presence and you don't really know where your web is going to go ahead and sign up for the personal class, even though you're a business, and then slowly scale up your web hosting to meet the needs of your website. There's no sense in going right to the top of the line dedicated server if you don't know where your web presence is going to take you. So start off with the personal class and then slowly scale it up like you would a storefront.
Yeah.
And so based on that, the large majority of our hosting clients are in the personal class arena.
I'm sure that makes sense. It makes sense. An ease of entree of only $4 a month will do that.
Well, exactly. And any business that's just starting out, especially when they're just starting out and trying to form a web presence at the same time, money is always critical.
Absolutely.
And that's the niche that we're filling.
Scott White, I appreciate you so much. We're playing Beat the Clock now at this time, but Arvix is an awesome company. I'm sure you're proud to be part of it.
I am.
ARVIXE.com comes recommended by Kevin Price. I'm a raving fan. Thanks so much, Scott.
All right, have a great day.
You too. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at USDataReview.com, and this is The Price of Business.